what's up?
All right, so I've never done a recording, so I have no idea how this is going to work out.
Okay.
But I figured either ways it would be cool. And before anything, I just saw your channel hit. You saw the screenshot I sent to you.
I did see that. Yeah.
So in December, you hit 225,000 views.
That's pretty cool. That's exciting.
That's awesome. But I just wanted to do this call. I figured we'll record it since you're kind of doing this YouTube thing and kind of see what worked for you this year. Maybe what you want to do next year, and I'll do a collaborative post with your channel if that's cool. And just kind of put stuff out there in the universe. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I honestly thought I was like, oh, this actually could be yeah, just really cool because I've never done anything like this either. All of the recordings we've done for Paddleboard and stuff, my friend Holly would always set them up. So it was kind of funny. but we used a program called Riverside, and that's how we did everything. But yeah,
I checked that out, and I saw that Google has a recording. There's Riverside, and there's another one, so I'll probably eventually start using those, be able to switch screens and stuff like that. But I figured this would be just simple. Again, I have no idea how this recording is going to work, but you don't know till you try.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think too, the cool thing is once you record and you have it, whatever editing I'm sure you need to do, you can play around with it and stuff. So I shouldn't be too complicated.
One thing I don't know is when I record this, if I'm going to be the little person in the window or if it records it side by side. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Because right now, when I'm talking, you're the bigger picture and I'm the little person in the window. But yeah.
So again, we'll do this and we'll kind of talk about it, and we can always redo another one. So I was looking at your YouTube channel. So again, you hit 225,000 views this month. If you were to guess last year on YouTube, how many views do you think you had the whole year of last year?
Oh, the whole of last year. Well,
2024.
Oh, probably 100 or something. It definitely would have been probably pretty small because I didn't start making at least YouTube shorts. I think it was last December, probably about a year ago was when I was like, oh, this is kind of neat, shorts. And then, yeah, the vlog didn't start until January. So,
well, I mean, you had 8,000, so that's pretty good.
Oh, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. So you had 8,000, and this year so far you have 223,000.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool.
So I guess now that you've kind of been doing YouTube, and I'm not a YouTuber, and I'm probably will have to do some YouTube videos. I like to be behind the camera. What worked this year? You had a camera, you kind of started vlogging. What work do you want to transfer over into next year?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, definitely this year, I would say was the process of trial and error for sure. Every vlog was different and every kind of YouTube short was different. So I started to learn the things that would capture people's attention, certain titles or certain tags. And also getting feedback. I'd go on Instagram sometimes once in a blue moon, but I would say, hey, what are you guys interested in seeing? And the feedback from people just telling me we want to see your racing. We want to see your training. I kind of took some of that to YouTube. I think I want to do a better job of really just taking in more of what people want to see and being better at actually giving them that content. But yeah, I think what worked was just being genuinely honest with my audience, sharing my stories of each race and what happened, what went down, what were the results, what were the moments of reflection. So what did I learn? And yeah, I think people enjoyed it.
Yeah. And you're a kick-ass athlete. I think you've done a whole bunch of stuff and probably a lot of it does not even make it to YouTube, social media. What probably were some of the challenges of negative comments? Because once you put yourself on social media, sometimes you do have negative comments where oh, you're an athlete, you can afford to do this and record, where if you ever done a recording, it's oh, I have to put the camera down, put the camera, it's a hard process. At least I've learned that way. What have you learned from trying to record this year?
Yeah, I've definitely learned that you can't please everyone. You can't always get the shots that you want or like what people really want to see. I think I remember in July or like early August when the Molokai vlog came out, a lot of people gave me comments of like, oh, I wish we could see more of the channel, or I wish we could see more paddling shots in the channel. But what people don't understand is that, like, I mean, I'm a relay member. I'm in a team of 3 people. And so we're constantly switching on and off. The boat's rocking and moving like crazy. The environment's crazy as well. You're dealing with a lot of wind, a lot of waves, like things are happening where it's just kind of like, I knew going into Molokai, I just was like, I'm going to get whatever shot I can because I don't know how great it's going to turn out, but I'm in the middle of a race and I need to be in race mode. That's my primary focus. But at the same time, I do want to capture content and I do want to get this beautiful environment that I'm in because it's my first time in Hawaii and that was exciting. But I remember being a little disappointed that after when that vlog came out, people were just like, it was kind of meh. We didn't really get to see much of the action. And I was like, oh, kind of bummed about that.
Yeah, I think people don't realize when you're on the ocean, especially near boats, there's so many moving parts. And if you have like a support vessel, you falling off a paddleboard with a boat not near you is not a big deal. With a boat near you and cross currents, you hit your head, that's a blackout. And the boat's moving, you're moving, even just getting supplies or taking a picture or even looking back because you're using a flying fish, right?
Yeah.
So you're using a flying fish. I'm not a paddleboarder. I could be on a wide paddleboard. I could stand on a paddleboard now, but those narrow paddleboards, it's not for me. It's not the height thing. It's just not my thing. So that's another thing. Like I see you guys sometimes on those narrow paddleboards turn. Man, I'll be underwater as soon as my head turns. So you can't really get the shots. And you have some more waves and cross currents and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's tricky. Like last year for Christmas, I got a GoPro and there were so many times where I was trying to like set it up, say on the front of my board, and the angle is like terrible. Nobody wants to look at you like bottom up that way. And then it's like when I actually hold the GoPro and I'm trying to get like a shot of say somebody else, unless they're like super close to me, because it's that wide angle, right? It's hard to get a close up, a good, almost like cinematic kind of shot that like say our iPhones can do. So yeah, that was definitely tricky to play with throughout the year.
On the GoPro, are you using just the wide mode or using narrow? Because it has like a couple of options.
Oh yeah, I think for the most part, I had it set on wide because when you're out there and like you want to capture most of your environment, that's the easiest way. But yeah, it's tough trying to get like a good narrow shot of yourself on the board. And I should probably play around with that option more though.
I've been using the Insta360 more, kind of like that, because you can reframe stuff and not worry about the angles. And most of the shooting I do is with the phones. So I would not buy a new phone. Like I have a Samsung 23, and I just saw a brand new one's $400, and it has a better camera than a 25.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not getting a 25. I guess we should kind of start why we're kind of doing this video and how we connected, and then we can kind of put this in the start of the video. So we connected, you were doing a crazy paddleboard race, and we connected during that race and just kind of stayed in touch. I do marketing and I saw your YouTube channel and you have an awesome personality. And I think if people watch your social media, I would say maybe 1/10 of it is actually on social media because it's hard to get people's personality out there, if that makes sense. You're very positive, you're very bubbly, genuine, and I think social media is a cool avenue to expose people to a sport you love. You've been doing paddleboarding for a long time, right?
First of all, thank you for that very sweet introduction. That's awesome. Yes, I've been paddling since 2013. So it's been a while.
Aren't you getting is this private? Aren't you getting a new flying fish? Aren't you visiting the flying fish factory and getting a new board soon?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited about that because I recently competed in El Salvador last month in November, and I realized very quickly when I got down there that my flight got booked for me And so on the way home, when I was like looking at the itinerary, I was like, oh no, I'm flying with an airline that won't be able to take my board home. So I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And so I sold it when I was down there, and I texted John right away. I was like, hey, I've sold my board. I need a new one. And they've actually been trying out some new models, a new Freedom Pro model. So yeah, I'm gonna head there next month and test out a couple boards and decide what I want for my next board.
So I haven't watched your recent video. So quick question. The whole selling of your board, did that make it on social?
What is so funny is I was going to post it online because when I was in El Salvador, so many of my friends were just saying, like, share it on your story, like tag the ISA and say, hey, this board's for sale in El Salvador. But the very first day that Team Canada and I set up our little tent area, our hut, my friend Gander had like wrote out this big sign, like for sale, because they were trying to sell some boards as well. Gander and his partner Jojo were trying to sell some prone boards. And I said to him, I was like, yo, I'm trying to sell my board. So can you throw that on the sign? And so many people walked by, and within like an hour, he had sold his prone board. And within an hour, I already had 2 people that were like, oh, hey, like, can I try your board later? I'm interested. I might buy it, but I want to try it first. And I was like, yeah. And then by the end of the week, it was sold. So I never posted it on social
See,
media.
I'm thinking of that as a video idea. I traveled to Europe and I had to sell my board quickly and some kind of like cool video thing. But then also you could talk about for video content is the challenges of traveling with a board. This is not an inflatable. This is a hard board that I believe in one of the races was damaged when it was being transported. So everyone's seen the TSA throw things, and no matter how carefully you pack that, you're kind of prepared something's going to go wrong, even though this is a huge paddleboard with probably warning signs, hey, handle with caution. So that could be cool, some cool video content for next year. And what are you doing next year? I heard something about firefighter. Is that a firefighter on a paddleboard?
Yeah, I drag the hose with me on the water. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because this past year when I did fly to Europe with my board, I remember I got some videos. I set my phone up on a stand and I was videotaping some time lapses of my dad and I packaging my board. And I kind of thought afterwards, I was like, okay, well, if this board makes it to Europe safely, I'm going to do a video. Like, I think a lot of people are going to want to see, how did I package my board to make it safely to Europe? And unfortunately, it didn't make it there safely. So I have all this content, like I'm sitting on all this footage of like literally packaging a board. But I figured, I'm like, well, I'm going to be a hypocrite if I put it out there like, hey, this is how you package it.
It's still a video idea, because I did everything right and my board still got damaged, right? I followed all the rules and my board got destroyed. What should I do differently? And the reason we talk about video ideas, I started a marketing company right before COVID, and then I switched and worked for another company as a startup. And now I'm going back into February, resigned from that company, focus on marketing. And this is how we connected. You're a brand in a sense, right? But you're also exposing people to things that they may never see or experience. So you have an opportunity to teach women athletes in paddleboarding, which is a competitive sport, and a role model, because you've done stuff with nonprofits. And that's one of the reasons I want to work with smaller brands and people that normally don't have access to other resources to grow their channel and exposure, because there's so many talented people out there. There's so many talented brands and small mom and pop shops that right now in digital age, there's so much stuff to do. I mentioned to you like vidIQ, like for YouTube, that gives you tips, but it's overwhelming. And with AI, it just gone insane. That's why I kind of like mentioned video ideas, and I'm always mentioning video ideas to you. I know on my end, like my website needs work. My social media is dead because I have more referrals than I want right now. So I'm trying to scale. So it's easier for me to give advice to other people. But again, it is a sport. You are doing this full time. You're doing training camps, right? Are you doing them in the winter?
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, to go back to like your earlier question about going into fire, I am going to school this winter to become a firefighter. And it's like, it's such a good and like a bad thing at the same time, because like, I mean, trust me, I'm very happy to be pursuing a career where I know I'm going to be like giving back to my community. It allows me to still be an athlete. It allows me to train. It kind of fills up my cup to feel like I'm going to have a bigger sense of purpose in not just sport, but in life as well. But at the same time, as an athlete, I've chosen this career path because even like you said, like to do social media, to do content creation, video ideas, all these things, that can be a full-time job. With these vlogs that I've been doing all year, I've been so fortunate to have either my brother or another friend of mine, Max from Beyond Reach Productions, help me edit the videos because I don't have time to sit and edit them myself. I have time to film them while I'm doing the thing. But yeah, like that whole side of the marketing is like, it exists and it's there. And you're right. There's so many days where I feel like I'm sitting on a gold mine of content and things that I could be sharing because my story is unique. I'm in a niche sport, but because that doesn't like pay the bills for me, it's like also, it makes me question, right? Where then can I spend my time? What can I do to make the most out of my time so that I'm a human being and I need to survive. I need food and shelter, and you have to make money. You can't just ignore that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I want to share what I'm doing. I think what I'm doing is cool and I love it. But it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge being an athlete.
Oh yeah, and social media, you see a lot of people think social media is easy, but it does take like my mindset, and my wife has told me when we go on trips sometimes I need to put the social media side away. And on trips sometimes, even when she wants, I don't fly my drone because I do that. Like, I enjoy flying the drone, but I get caught up in it and getting the angles and stuff like that, where I just kind of like on my desk I have 3 different phones right now because with social media there's an attention thing. So I have like one phone to clock in. I have my work phone, which has a good camera, and then I have just developed a personal phone. So if I'm filming, I text my wife. She knows to text me on that one because I do have somewhat of attention issues, where it's easily distracted if you're on social media. I don't know if you ever have that where you're trying to post something, then you get a ring, and then you just down that death roll spiral of just like, where did that 2 hours go?
Oh, it is insane. I wrote a few days ago on my to-do list, I wanted to make this reel that was called In Your 20s Reel. It's been something that's been blowing up on the internet. A lot of athletes have been sharing, in your 20s, you'll want to chase your dream, and then it's very important you do so. And like the audio's the same. And I watched it and I'm like, I got to make that same reel. And it was one of those things where I remember when I allocated a time slot for it at the end of my day, I think I put aside like 30 minutes because I was like, okay, just to pick some shots that I really want and to line it up with the music accordingly, add some captions, like 30 minutes tops. It took me, oh my God, I think it took me like 2 hours because I went down this rabbit hole of like, oh my God, all this like great paddling footage. And then I was like rewatching some races and I was like, oh my God, Maddie, I was
2 hours gone.
2 hours gone for like a 20, I think it was 24 seconds, that reel. For a 24-second reel, I'm like, there goes 2 hours. And I was like, what was that?
So I'll probably post this in a week or so, and this is not going to be heavily edited. It's just conversation, your community. So going into next year, you have tons of changes going on, right? You're going to be training for the firefighter. You're still going to be competing. On the social media side, what are your goals? Like right now, New Year's ahead, knowing how I kind of forced you for a month or two, post reels or shorts. But realistically, it's going to be a busy year. What do you want to put out in the universe? What do you need help? Because I believe in a sense where if you put it out in the universe, things come to you, but you have to say it. So you have to put it out there, not just think in your head. So what do you want to put out there in the universe on your professional life, your athletic life, social media? What do you want to achieve?
Oh, what do I want to achieve? Well, this is going to be awesome that we're having this conversation because this will probably be the first time I say these things out loud. But the very first thing I can think of is I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think this year, I think I gained like 300 295? Yeah, okay,
Yep.
not bad. My guess was pretty good.
You know what? There might be 5 more before when this video is published.
So rad. But yeah, I just like, I think the last vlog that I published, it got over 600 views. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot in the world of social media and YouTube, but for me, it was like a huge accomplishment. And it kind of lit the spark that reminded me of why I started the vlogs this year in the first place. And that was to share my story, to share what it is like to be a stand-up paddleboarding athlete, even though our world is so small and it's still so niche. And I'm literally explaining to someone probably every other day what I do and what my sport is. But I want to keep up that momentum. So I think to hit 1,000 subscribers would be super cool next year. And also continue with the vlogs. Last year, I set a goal to have 1 or 2 vlogs a month. And just with the pace of like getting the film, like shooting what I wanted to shoot and then sending it to my editors and then them actually producing the video and having it released took about a month. So I think I had at least 1 vlog come out a month. So I'd like to keep up that momentum and start with that. But if I could do 2 vlogs a month, I think that would be great. And I think I want to get better at showcasing more of what my training is like on social media, because I provide snippets of it. Like in my Instagram stories, I'll take a few shots in the gym and create a quick little thing. But I actually don't have like a training vlog on YouTube. I don't have like what a typical day looks like for me. And this year, I'm very excited that I'm switching coaches as well. I kind of ran into a bit of like some health issues at the end of this season, experiencing some relative, they call it REDS. So it's like relative energy deficiency in sport. And so I was kind of that borderline, not fueling myself properly for the training I was doing, like high volume. And I came home from El Salvador and was like super sick. And I've just learned so much this month about how I need to be training properly, especially being a female athlete and training according to my physiology, not just doing what all the guys are doing. And that's what I've been doing for a very long time, is just what the guys are doing. So I think I want to share that. I want to share to people, no, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Don't be afraid to make your own path. And yeah, just spread that message online because I think it's needed right now.
And that's a good point about training for your body. I'm actually getting an Aura ring next year, and kind of like I've had some health issues too. I had back surgery and other stuff. So I mean, it's fitness is important. Nutrition is super important. It's really hard, at least in the US. I don't know about Canada. In the US, it's hard to find stuff that's affordable without all the freaking additives. When you travel to Europe, a lot of those don't exist. I've been to Greece this year, I think twice maybe. There's not all these additives, that weird colorings that you're kind of guessing. So it's a lot harder to eat healthy and to be within a budget, but it's kind of like your foundation. And there's so much content on social media, different diets, protein diet and carbohydrate diet, fitness diet, but you do have to listen to your body. And I think getting a coach, someone that knows what they're doing, is important. That's something I'm even looking for. And I used to do personal training when I was in college and high school. I think it's just, you need to know what your body is, and you need that second perspective, right? Everyone could look online, but you need someone that's knowledgeable and can give you another perspective, and then also motivate you and correct your posture, like when you're working out. So I think that would be pretty cool for a lot of people. Film that on your end to see, as a female athlete, this is some of the challenges. Even the whole onboarding of a coach, that could be nerve-wracking for a lot of people, because is this person real? Maybe putting it on the blog, what you use to find that coach, what were your criteria, or even talking about you came back from Europe and your energy is down. Because right now, people don't talk about COVID, but I know COVID affected a lot of people where they still feel like that energy's down, whether it's related, because they talked about like post-COVID, whatever. I got COVID 4 or 5 times. It's not even funny.
No, it's not.
I tested 5 times for it, which is kind of like insane, because I was doing trade shows and stuff like that, and came back, and you're just out and about. And I lived in Fort Lauderdale, so that area was one of the first areas I think that I ended up getting this potentially, because it's a major metropolitan area. So you have some goals for social media. Let's say realistically, let's do one blog, right? Consistently a month, to try to get better perspectives. Have you used the voice command on the GoPro?
Oh, maybe like a couple of times. I don't use it often. I have used it, but I don't use it often.
And then for your paddling, do you have a chest strap for the GoPro?
Actually, one of my paddling friends, she got one for me like recently. I saw her in Hilton Head in September, so she gave me a bunch of her like old GoPro stuff for back then. So same thing. I haven't had a chance really to test it, but I do have one.
So that might be a good one for POV shots, and people will kind of see you grabbing the board, getting ready, or if you end up doing stuff in the winter, which I think you said there's a blizzard going out there.
Oh my God, today is insane. The wind is blowing insane. And this morning the grass was green, and right now like it's 2 p.m. here and we already have like 5 centimeters. It's ridiculous.
So well, is there anything else you would want to talk about for next year? If you're putting out there in the universe, if people are watching, ask comments, or comment, drop a comment below and stuff like that. What do you want people to know about your channel? Or if you want to talk about this, or we can just, hey, we're done, let's go.
No, I think like with like the last comment that you made about sharing things on social media, I think as an athlete too, and what I want to be able to put out there into the world and in the universe is that like if I share like what I'm doing in a day or how I'm training or how I'm eating, etc., I only ever want it to be like a source of inspiration, because I know that like I've gone down that rabbit hole of like reading the infographics on Instagram and like being overwhelmed with influencer content, and trying to ask myself, oh, does this concept apply to me? Like, should I be incorporating this into my routine? Blah. But if I start sharing these things, I want to share it from a place of like, hey, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just sharing this for you to hopefully inspire you, to like give you motivation to get off your couch and go do something, or like maybe choose a healthier food option if you can. Make yourself one healthy meal a day if that's what you can afford. I don't ever want anybody to ever look at my journey and be like, oh, I have to do exactly what Maddie's doing because that's how you become a great athlete, or that's how you become a good person. No, not necessarily. Like, I think you have to do what works for you, right? Everybody needs to do that. So
yeah, I'll kind of close this video call on an interesting note. Kind of, I've been trying to journal more, so I would ask you to answer this. If we're coming from a place of gratitude, what would you be grateful for this year, or for which individuals that helped shape your 225 year? Because as an athlete, you go for an emotional roller coaster, right? You have your adrenaline kicks in, your food, there's ups and lows, winning and losing. I think you've had an amazing year. I follow some of your social, the traveling, the stuff you've done, being out in Hawaii, which you said was a dream. Place of gratitude. Who would you thank for that made this? I know your mom's your supporting angel person behind you and stuff like that. What would you put out there?
oh, David, thank you for asking this question, because I think, I mean, first and foremost, there's probably like too many people to thank, because I feel like this year, when so many like things that were very unexpected happened, it made me realize the amount of incredible people that I do have in my life. The times when I felt the lowest and felt so lonely, I was never truly ever alone. I always had somebody in my corner, like cheering me on or getting me to the next race or the next event, or just telling me to like wake up today with a smile on your face and keep going. So like family, like definitely my family. I don't know where I would be today without my family. My entire family is so supportive of everything I do. When I came home actually from Europe in the spring, I was so broke. Like I was so poor, and I was like, oh my God. And I went up to my mom and my dad, and they immediately helped me out. And they both said, like my dad said it to me for like the first time. I've never heard him say this out loud, but he said to me, he's like, Maddie, how people interact with you and how people light up when they see you and what you do in this world, how you inspire people. He's like, that's worth getting you out of debt for. It made me cry because I couldn't believe it, that this journey, it hasn't been for nothing. There is purpose behind it, even though sometimes it feels selfish. And so yeah, my entire family, yeah, you've met my mom. She's awesome. Yeah. She's my rock. She's my core. She's like the badass toughness that I actually hope to still be one day. I think there's parts of me that still kind of quiet that part of me, but I need to like bring it out more. Like, yeah, she's been coming with me to so many events and like she's always there. I have great people like helping me with my nutrition, like Dr. Audrey Lee. Josh Burella was running my strength program when I was starting to feel weak and tired and was like, what's going on? And the new coach that I'm going to have this month, I'm so excited to be working with her, April Zilg. I'm super stoked to have her on my team now. And yeah, all of my friends too. All of my friends. I feel like I have friends all over the world. I don't always have just a lot of people here in Canada where I'm based. I have friends in Florida. I have friends in, well, now you guys are in North Carolina. So I have you in North Carolina. I feel like Jason and Jane, who got me to Molokai in Hawaii, all of my Spanish friends that I met on the Euro Tour this year, or Maddie McCasey from New Zealand that I got to travel with. Numerous amounts of people. I'm probably forgetting someone, to be honest, but
and yeah. I just brought it up because I know it's challenging. I know things change this year, and that's why I want to put it out there. Is just, you know, unexpected stuff happens, and it's easier to say it now to be hey in the positive, but when you're there, which I've been, again, I've had back surgery, I've gone through, it's hard. You like, everyone's like, oh, be positive, and you're like, what are you talking about? Get it? Like, you know, it's hard, at least, you know, for mine. I think you're more positive than me. I'm Russian, so you tend to look mean. But I think, you know, your personality is infectious in a good way. And I want you to really like go out there, reach your 1,000. We'll do another video, but just put it out there in the universe, because I think the universe does listen to our demands in a way, and it also makes our mind more aware when we're looking for something specific. It's kind of like, oh, you kind of put it out there and you're more looking for it. So we're looking at buying a new car. All of a sudden, the car we're looking at, we see it everywhere. There's a term in psychology about it. Once you're aware of something, it's all of a sudden like, oh, it's everywhere. So that's why I was kind of trying to see what your goals were for next year and gratitude. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up call and congrats on like doubling your subscriber count. And I expect to see a vlog before end of January.
Yeah, heck yeah. It's actually yesterday I just wrote out a plan to do like a 2025 kind of recap vlog. And my brother's gonna help me edit it. So I'm like really excited about that, to just kind of like actually take a moment to do what we just did, talk about the year, reflect on it, and share with people like what I've learned and what my goals are for 2026. So honestly, I just appreciate, yeah, all of your support this year too, and encouraging me and like getting the YouTube shorts out every day. Just little things like that add up. So it means a lot.
Awesome. And then anyone watching this video, I have no idea how grainy or chopped up it will be. I'm normally behind the camera or looking at analytics. So I'm using Google Meet to record it. We'll see how it looks. But again, anyone doing social media, one thing I know from working with other brands is don't fuss about perfection. Just start getting content out, right? You can always perfect. If you look at Mr. Beast's videos, the first videos were not that great. Look at the first YouTube video out. It's a guy, at the start of YouTube, at a zoo that looks like it was shot on a potato. So anyone out there, have you seen that first video?
No, I haven't, but I want to watch it now because I want to see that.
I'm gonna end this clip with that video being shown. You know, once we zoom out, that's the first video. So the thing is, technology is going to change. The cameras are going to change. I got a new Insta360 link camera, which is like that's what this webcam is, which apparently has hand gestures too, because it just saw my hand move. So it's looking for a whiteboard because it's for meetings and stuff like that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, just get the stuff out there. So anyone watching this video, we apologize if it looks a little grainy. It's not properly formatted, but we're going to get it out there. And help Maddie reach 1,000 subscribers. What are you going to do when you reach 1,000 subscribers?
Oh, I feel like it should be something like paddling related. Like I should paddle like
In your
1,000
firefighter uniform?
kilometers or something. Yeah. Oh my God. That's what I'm gonna do. If I reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm gonna go for a paddle in my firefighter uniform.
But you know what you need to do. You need to change that if.
When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will go for a paddle in my firefighter uniform.
So everyone, share this with your friends. She will paddle in a firefighter uniform on a flying fish paddleboard, which is super narrow. So help her reach 1,000 subscribers.
Heck.
All right, man. Take care. That's it. We'll cut out that.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Let me see. Let me stop recording. Manager, stop recording.